I guess we'll get started with you as people roll in here, if that's all right.
Yeah, fine by me.
I don't think I ever have a problem with your journal. I think you kind of got this down. I mean, starting off with a good trade here. What was our draw on liquidity this day? I forget. This was Tuesday.
No, I think. Oh yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Why don't I remember? I don't remember this.
Um,
Let me just
we
go back.
blasted through a data high, I believe. Oh no, we didn't. Wait a second. I'm trying to remember now.
Okay, so yeah, we pump off open.
Yeah, it was more of an FU long than anything. And I think you held it a little longer. I just went to the high that we created.
Okay, so we had like this buy side here. Let me check to make sure that that's still intact when we take this long. Because
Okay,
that's the most important part. If we're going to be longing in premium, we have
right.
to be targeting like a really good draw on liquidity. And if there isn't one there, then it's probably not something we should take.
I don't think it was the best trade, but I believe we were talking about it on stream, how it just wasn't pulling back. So I think I took it light just to the high a day.
Yeah. Okay, so no news. So that's good. Okay. I mean, yeah, mechanically A plus setup, of course. And then subjectively, just a long high in premium. Whenever I'm
Hmm.
trying to take a long high in premium like this, I want to be targeting a data high or equal highs or something like that. But as far as time goes, I guess, we didn't have to reverse then. And when we inverse that bearish fair value gap to the upside, we're probably going to see another leg up before getting that reversal at 10. So I guess that's fine. Did we have like a long at 9:30 there? That was the other thing I wanted to check. Kind of. There
Uh,
was a break even. I remember that.
yeah, I think I. Oh, did I not put it in? I think I got break evened on a 30-second because there. I must be getting my days confused. I totally thought there was a data high. Maybe it was one of the other trades from
Yeah,
later
this
in the week.
that was Thursday, I think, that you're talking about.
Oh, okay, okay.
So equal
Yeah,
lows.
this one. Yeah. So yeah, I actually took a loss on this one, just a light size.
Okay. Yeah, this trade, I think the reason why this lost was because we still had sell side below, and
Okay.
this gap wasn't very obvious. Like the close there
Mhm.
isn't very good. I think we ended up taking something else that was like a little better. What I think that was 12-4, right?
We pumped hard like almost right after that trade failed too.
Yeah.
Like we just blasted on.
Yeah, let me get to 12-4 here. I think I talked about this trade on stream because people took it and it lost. Um, yeah, and then we got like this.
Mhm.
So yeah, we still had like that sell side. Actually, in hindsight now, I don't think it's horrible, right? Like, wasn't there like I think there was a 15-minute or something that was holding price? No. Yeah, that's tough, actually. I mean, okay, so we have this like 3-minute gap to the left that's holding price. So as long as we're holding this, we don't need to go to the low,
Yeah.
which allows us to take basically any of these trades. Like, what was that? Like the 30-second you took? Oh no, I guess it was a 1 minute. But
Mhm.
yeah, actually, honestly, looking back at it, it's not that bad of a trade because we end up sweeping that low. This one, these first two trades lose because we don't sweep that low. But this one, I mean, we do get the sweep, and then it just doesn't work. So it's funny because then the trade immediately after ends up running, like you said. So yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's not actually not a horrible loss, looking back at it. And then
That's
this
good.
one's a break even.
Yeah, that was the 3-minute, I believe, from Thursday. Tuesday PM? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember if we took this. I think we might have.
I think you waited for the one, but this happened, I think, probably like just before you got on. Oh no. Yeah, like at 1:15 there. So I don't think you had been on for PM yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we got
But
it up.
like that was just stuck in a range for those 2 days and figured I would try it even though
Yeah, for
it
sure.
wasn't my favorite.
So I'm not sure how your work schedule aligned with some of these trades. But I feel like the trades you took, there were definitely better trades throughout the week that you could have taken.
Mhm.
But I don't hate the trades that you took here. I just don't like logging in premium without a really solid draw above.
Yeah.
I don't hate this trade. This is fine. And then same thing kind of with this one, except I like the signature and price here because we run the low and then get that nice move and we still respect this gap to the left here.
Mm.
But I think this was still pretty high up. Um, so I don't know. These two are okay. This one I would just maybe consider not taking in the future, but obviously still worked. So inside the macro, and I guess we still had that buy side level above. So it's really not that bad in terms of liquidity. This is okay.
Okay.
The other thing is too, like if you're going to take a long in premium, you usually want that 50% to get tapped, like you have drawn out here, and because we don't get that,
Yeah.
sometimes you'll see setups fail. Like I feel like maybe this first one failed because we hadn't put in the 15-minute gap yet or something like that, and then when we put that in, we tap it, we go.
Mhm.
But yeah, that would just be my only thing. Overall, not
Okay.
too bad. I'm just kind of nitpicking.
Yeah, no, all good.
All right, JJ. Oh, current week. Okay, I see. Just the two trades. How was your trading week, JJ?
Um, am I? Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It was good and bad. I took too many trades as usual. Trying to trim down
Okay.
on the number of trades, and overall green. But I don't always follow the model. Sometimes like feel like it's gonna work, and it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
So have to be more disciplined. But overall, good. I think I'm improving.
for sure.
Let me place the third one. To just I don't I don't find the time to do all the journaling.
No, I got it.
I'll do my best.
So this trade, because we hit the internal low there, this is technically invalid. And the gap here is somewhat small, but you're taking the death candle there, which is fine. This is just not really a trade I would ever take. But in terms of I guess liquidity here, looking at the higher time frame, which I actually really appreciate this, like giving me this context because now I don't have to go
Mm.
hunt for it on the chart. But yeah, in terms of
Yeah, I
liquidity
thought it
here,
would be helpful.
it makes sense. So
Why
um,
is it invalid? I mean, it's a tiny low there. I don't think that's very important.
because it's
Sometimes I don't
yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah. So whenever we're looking at the inverse model and we have like a dealing range that gets put in or like a swing, right? We mark out the swing
Yeah,
low to the swing high. Whenever we get that inverse, all that's telling us is that price is either bearish to the low or bullish to the high. And when we run the low before we get
yeah,
the inverse then doesn't tell us anything. Okay?
yeah. Even if
Because
it's a very small wick like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
not a very
swing
significant low.
yeah, the swing low is just defined as a three candle pattern where we have a higher low, a lower low, and then a higher low, and then obviously vice versa for the high. And so the whole point of the inverse model, in order for us to get break even, is that we're trying to enter in a time and price where order flow is confirmed bearish or bullish to the swing high or swing low.
Yeah,
When we take an invalid trade, the
it
inverse
works
doesn't tell us that
correctly.
anymore, right? At this point, you're taking something else here, which would be like a CISD, right? That's really
Yeah,
what you're taking here. You're not taking the inverse model, which we don't have the data to back up the CISD. We have the data to back up the inverse model. Now, ICT has data on CISDs, right? And obviously, this is still a good play because, we generated a lot of liquidity. We have an obvious low inside of a fair value gap. It aligns with higher time frame liquidity, kind of. So like that's not the issue. Like as far as ICT goes, like taking the death candle there is fine, but it's just not the model. So it really depends on what kind of trader you wanted to be. You mentioned you kind of deviated from the model a little bit, and that's very understandable. The main objective for you, improving as a trader is just aligning your targets or aligning your trades with liquidity, right? And you've done that with this trade, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's invalid. Yeah, it's not the model, but still okay.
So one question,
Mhm.
Sebastian. As you can see, I'm taking TP1 always at 1-1, not necessarily at the low or the
Sure.
high. Is that a problem in your view?
No,
I mean, is that a bad thing to do? Good.
it's not a problem. I just prefer waiting until a liquidity target because that is like the basis for like all of our trading ideas, right? We trade based on orders, not based on where
Yeah.
1-to-1 might end up, right? And so whenever we're taking a trade, we're trying to align basically our trade idea with where we think the orders are in the moment. And so if we're taking
Yes.
profit before the orders are swept, before stops are ran, then it's not really aligning with like the ICT
Liquidity,
concepts. Yeah,
basically. Yeah. The reason I've done this is because I've seen that sometimes I target a low or a high
yeah,
and it doesn't reach it, but it would have given me a 1-to-1 because of
yeah.
the, let's say, the momentum, right? So the V-shape reversal is a momentum reversal, right? So it very often gives you 1-to-1.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Yes, but yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Whether to
so
stick to the proper one, to the proper way, or keep my 1-to-1 TP1.
so I don't even necessarily follow my own like guideline all the time, right? You guys know that sometimes I'll take profit a few points before TP or whatever. And the reason why I do that is because while yes, our goal is targeting orders, sometimes we create inefficiencies on the way down that created like this like a conflicting draw. So like in those cases, right, where our price delivery down wasn't efficiently traded, and you have the risk of price pulling back to balance orders, like you can TP, 1-to-1 there and be good. But like if price is efficiently balancing, orders all the way down to your target, you should expect, it to just hit without it, being problematic like that and pulling back. So that's kind of one way that you can monitor a trade and adjust where you take TP, right? Because I mean, it doesn't have to be the same for every single trade where you take profit. You can kind of adjust depending on the market conditions and a lot of different things. That's what I try and do.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep. And then this setup, you took like I'm guessing this really tiny gap.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, that's it. But it's too low in the range. I think it's a mistake to take that low, that short there.
Yeah,
As you
yeah,
can
yeah, for sure. So we've already ran out liquidity to the left. And then the price conditions here honestly aren't fantastic because we're not really getting 1 minute for value gaps anymore. And then
yeah.
I like the reaction of the high here while we respect this gap, but unfortunately, like once again, the trade goes invalid. And then of
Mm.
course, the gap here is just too small. So what I
That's
would
also
be,
invalid.
what was that?
You just said it's invalid too, right?
Yeah, because we actually, I mean, here's the swing low to the swing high. We inverse the FVG here, and the wick runs this low before the inverse happens. So yeah,
Okay.
it's invalid in the model sense, and I think it's invalid in terms of like liquidity, right? Because you don't want to be targeting sell side after it's been swept. You want to be looking for that reverse to the buy side because price typically goes from external liquidity to internal liquidity, and then
Yeah.
we like to go from buy side to sell side to buy side, right? So
Yeah.
we're just looking for basically the next side of the market maker model, and you're kind of fading that idea here. So
Yeah.
unless I missed something down here, but on the chart it doesn't really seem like
Oh
it.
no, that's and keep in mind this is 2 a.m. New
Sure.
York time. So
Okay.
we all the price action before that is Asia.
Oh, okay. Well then forget the price action's bad. I mean it's always gonna kind of be that. I've never traded like the London session, so um
Yeah, I have no choice.
for sure. And then did you have like one last trade?
There's a third. Did
Oh,
you
I
show?
see.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
I just added one.
yeah.
Not long. It's a short.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a. I think this is a continuation. Sort of setup.
Yeah, we sweep the high here. It's really hard with the price action on the 30-second time frame because there's so many different VIs. But yeah, I mean
Yeah.
this looks like a classic like kind of 2022 model setup where we get liquidity sweep. And then if we would have closed below this low, this would have kind of been our market structure shift. But yeah, this isn't too bad. And then we kind of get that inverse there, but yeah, kind of tiny as well. And then
Yeah, it's a
obviously
small.
it
It was
works.
I did a little bit forced. I tend to force things, right? Like
Yeah,
make it happen, even if it's not there.
yeah, for sure. It's difficult, right? Because honestly, I don't know how to tell you not to take certain setups during London or maybe Asia that form because the gaps on London and Asia are usually going to be small. But like that's my biggest critique of all three of these trades is that the gaps are just too small. I like this one
All caps.
because um we ran that high inside the gap there, but once again, I don't know what liquidity here is to the left, and
Hmm.
um this isn't like Asia low. We already looks like we ran out that low from maybe the previous day or whatever. So I don't know what the liquidity target necessarily is here. Maybe it's just a retracement short to balance whatever higher time frame gap we left behind on this move up. But
Okay.
I would be trying to align more with looking for buy side just based on how low we came and looking for the
Yeah.
longs after the fact there. So um,
Okay. Always look at the higher time frame.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big picture. Yeah.
I mean, not always, right? Like there will be moments where like you can look for scalps on the lower time frame, retracement plays, that kind of thing. Like I said, like maybe this one was, but yeah, you want for the most part you want to align your trade with the higher time frame when possible because that's how you catch like the big moves, right? That's how in
Yeah.
um PM we can or we caught that like 100 and something point move from lower data to PM high, and it's just it's gonna allow you to catch a lot higher moves, which I don't know if that's your goal, but it's always nice because
Yeah, it is my goal. I just
yeah,
don't. I have a problem with bias. I just don't know bias very well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And when you guys say, "Oh, we're bullish there," I just don't know why. I mean, I
yeah,
believe you, but when you explain it, makes sense. But I'm not sure I would have been able to do it myself, right?
yeah.
So
Have you heard
that's
about me
what I
talk about this?
draw liquidity and order flow bias. Yeah,
Yeah. So you
yeah,
want
like
you
important highs and lows, like and then big fair value gaps in higher time frames, and then higher highs, lower lows, uh, you know, order
yeah,
flow, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
With drawing
highs, higher
liquidity, right?
lows.
I mean, that's easy to understand, right? I mean, it's just
and
essentially the hierarchy of draws, where the orders are. Um,
and
oh, oh,
and
go ahead.
also inversion. You guys use inversion fair value gap, both Doji and you use inversion
Yeah.
fair value gaps in higher time frames to determine bias, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
so that's
I'm
that's a
trying,
part
I'm
of
trying,
order flow.
but that's kind of an art. It's not easy to do it mechanically. You need to have a sense.
Sure. So like for me, like what I was looking at, coming into Friday was this 15-minute gap here, right? And actually, I'm just gonna give you a piece of material for you to kind of look at so that you can kind of get a better idea of how I understand order flow. So I feel like if I just give you this will be a um much easier way to explain it. But I'll pull it up on the chart here as well. So this is essentially the idea that we're looking at whenever we are talking about order flow and aligning order flow with a draw. Okay, so this 5-minute gap that's holding price is our higher time frame order flow, or in this case, I mean it's only a 5-minute, but you can extrapolate this to other time frames. And
Mhm.
throughout the course of this session, price changes, market structure, and changes um, order flow in the lower time frame. You can see here, we violate this 1-minute gap to the downside, and we come back up and violate um, the bearish 1-minute gaps to the upside, and etc. So throughout all this, movement, there's a lot of changes in market structure and order flow here. But ultimately, like as long as this 5 minute gap is holding, that's all that really matters. So that's what we're looking at here with like, this move almost, right? So this 15-minute gap held price. And so as long as we're still holding this, we don't
Yeah.
expect price to run to the low. So that's how we kind of look at like order flow whenever we're looking to trade. And we're also looking at the flip side, which is also like, okay, what bearish gaps breaking, allow us to run to the high. Obviously we already hit this high, so that's why like we weren't really considering this coming into open. But yeah, it's the combination of those two things. What fair value gaps are being respected, and what fair value gaps are being disrespected. And when we get this 15-minute inverse coming into open, that's our cue that okay, we're gonna pump up. And then once we take out the draw on liquidity, then we don't really know what order flow is, and then that allows us an opportunity to switch. So
Okay. Thanks.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
useful.
Anybody from group 4? I don't think so. Benjamin? The Benjamin?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of trades.
Oh my God.
17 trade. Oh, maybe, what is that? 16 trades?
Yes,
Okay.
but again, over 2 accounts. Still
Okay.
too much, but
We'll figure out if it's too much. I mean, if they're all A plus, we tell you
probably
you
not.
just gotta take A plus setups, but I'm gonna try and get through like the first like set of trades here, and if I can like identify a pattern, I'll just like kind of give you that as the
I mean, I think for me personally, the most important days are, I think, Wednesday and Thursday.
yeah.
Other days are straightforward.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of give like a top-down analysis based on the screenshot itself. Wow, can I get this one? Question: when should I have decided bad PA after the dump, or when sell side wasn't hit? Are you talking about on 12-3?
This was the whole day. I think there you took a short. Then we had this huge dump.
Mm-hmm.
I was already uncertain then if PA will maybe be bad from then on.
Yeah.
Then we had this 4 hour sell side that just didn't get hit, barely.
Yeah.
So my question there would be, at what point would you decide, yeah, maybe don't touch anything today?
So Bryce has like usually two targets of the day. The buy side target, the sell side target. When Price
Yeah.
has ran out both the buy side target and the sell side target, you then have to wait for price to accumulate and create more targets. And the only opportunity usually after price is taken on buy side and sell side to take a trade will be to take the retrace if price has created inefficiencies on the way to taking out either of those targets. So you really have three opportunities to take a trade in a day, right? You have the initial buy side, the initial sell side, and the initial retrace to balance the inefficiency. And then after that, if it's very clear that price is, not very clean, right? We're not creating fair value gaps. Volume is obviously low. There's not really any draws, then that's your cue to stop trading, right? But if we're continuing to get good price action and we're continuing to create draws and liquidity like equal highs, LRLR, data wicks, etc., you can still take trades, right? But yeah, I mean, session liquidity remaining intact, obviously, help with, keeping good price action, allowing you to trade because those are kind of like your external. So
Yeah, I
with
see. I mean,
with that last 4 hour low, I would say like you should stop looking to that as a target when it's clear that order flow has shifted and like order flow no longer aligns with that draw. And if you're very convinced that we go back for that low, I'm guessing what was that 12-3?
yeah,
Yeah, like this low here. I see. Wasn't there an SMT at this low?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it's so obvious that, and after this dump, I thought, Why don't we hit it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one
I mean,
like
this was close.
when I was watching this, I was actually looking to short as well on this day. I remember I tried to take a short there or something and it lost. It was like this death candle, I think. But when we came up here and price broke structure, and then we got this 2 minute gap, and price respected. Why am I not? There we go. And price respected this 2 minute. Okay, or maybe it was a 3 minute.
Mm.
I apologize. There was some fair value gap here. That was my cue that like okay, order flow had shifted. Okay, because price is not respecting bullish PD rays and disrespecting bearish ones, meaning we probably don't want to go back for this low. So anytime we have a market structure shift and an order flow shift, that's when you know that an SMT is real and there's no reason for us to go back. Okay.
Yeah, that's I think at the exact same point where I shifted. I just took 2 losses there,
Mm-hmm.
then I shifted my bias and took 2 wins.
Yeah.
Exactly because this gap just held that many times, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at this first trade, yeah, just really close to the high. Probably would have been a break even for me, but I understand not going break even there because there's not really any roadblocks in the way, and then you're just
Yeah.
kind of seeking out 1R. So that is cool. You about executed that about as perfectly as you could have there. Okay, this is good. I like that reaction off of the low inside the gap being swept, hitting that last gap in the leg, and then inversing both of those fair value gaps in a single candle.
Yeah. Is there actually a can I say? Is there a sign that we will put in an order block sometimes? Because I mean, it would be much more easy or relaxing if you can enter on when the order block is formed and not having to hold through the drawdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll never really know, to be honest, because it depends on the candle's like timing, if that makes sense, when we pull back to balance the inefficiency we create on the inverse. So like here, imagine if we go to like the 30-second time frame, there's probably an unfilled 30-second gap here that price pulled back to balance. But what could happen is like, okay, we pull back to the 30-second, balance it, and then just shoot right back up. There's no order block. So it really is completely random. Like we don't know.
Okay. Yeah, well.
This 1 minute was the same one as I forget who took this. JJ, I think. No. Lemon took this. It's fine. It's just, high up. Obviously I want a better draw than that. Okay. So yeah, just like trying to chase the low there. Yeah, I literally did the same thing.
I mean, obviously the IFG is not good, but
Yeah. I was just like, okay, we have 4 hour sell side there. That was a
yeah, it
bearish
was a
candle.
moment where you just thought, hey, we have to hit it.
Yeah. This one, okay, so this is you had we just looked at it, the 2 minute there. You needed the 3 minute there to break as well. Whenever we're this low in discount and the draw isn't really good, you want to wait for all time frames to inverse if you're trying to target something.
Yes.
This one, I actually don't like it. Yeah, because we have the 3 minute gap here for delivery, which is fine, but I don't know. 4 minute time frame, not the biggest fan of. I don't think the draws here are very good.
Yeah, no, I don't like it either. I wasn't really sharp anymore at this point.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But yeah, took 2 losses, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is actually decent because the SMT at the low V shape.
Yeah.
And then confirmation setup off that. So yeah, those two were fine. The other one, no, that was not good. Okay, and now we have to go to the next set. Yeah, probably took too many trades on that day, but
Yes,
you already
100%.
figured that out.
But I find it really hard. I spoke to Ryan about this already once. I find it really hard to identify when I need to stop because I've seen me obviously when I take one win I stop, that's not a problem. but I've seen me bounce back after taking a loss. I have seen me bounce back after taking 2 losses, or even no, never after 3 losses. But
Yeah. So there you go. That's your experience.
generalize this. How have to attack this? I don't really know.
Yeah. I would say just stop after 2 because if you're not bouncing back after 3 losses, why take the chance? You know, going for
Yeah.
that third loss. Um, and then maybe, you know, come back during a different session or whatever. This is good.
Do
I-
you do you split your losses up in on 2 accounts? Not you take one account,
yeah.
and if you lose there, you go to the other one.
Yeah, so if I take a loss on one group, I'll switch accounts and go to the other group. It's just been difficult to do that lately, I'll be honest, because I've been streaming. It's hard to like stream
Yeah.
and log in and out of accounts. So, I don't know. I'm making a fix for that. But yeah, basically yeah, I do that. But yeah, this I don't like the momentum of this inverse at all. So that's why this fails. So yeah, you
Hey,
gotta look for better momentum. And then this one,
this was I never attend stream.
yeah,
Like I don't like listening to other people's ideas all the time.
yeah.
But there I hopped on to stream really quick. I just hear you say I am bullish, and then I just
Okay.
took the first entry I
Okay,
found.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, but can you see like here if you're patient and you wait for the good momentum, what like setup is offered to
100%.
you here? It's like,
Yeah,
um,
100%.
so yeah, I mean,
Impatient.
hopefully you take the third. Yeah, of course you take the third one. So yeah, just avoid those two setups with more like choppy, bad price conditions, and wait for the quality
Yeah.
setup to form. Be patient, and like you'll get it right. I know it doesn't feel like you. It feels like you have to take every setup because like what happens if it goes without you? What happens if you miss it? But if you're leading by that mentality going into every trade, you're gonna take a lot more losers than winners. If you lead by the mentality of I'm just gonna stop trading and this is gonna be a no trade day for me unless I see something very, very, very good, then you're gonna end up walking away with a lot more winners because you're only gonna take the best, highest quality setups.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm trying to make this mindset switch a bit. Sometimes it works very good, sometimes it doesn't. Like but it already works more than it did in the past. So we're getting
yeah.
there.
This 5 minute short, it's very V-shaped, but we failed to sweep liquidity there. I mean, it looks like we're tapping into a 15-minute bearish gap.
Yeah.
Did we tap the 15-minute here? Like, what day is this? Oh, this is from Friday?
No, Thursday.
Oh, Thursday? I don't know why the chart was saying Friday.
I think it's Thursday.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was in there.
Yeah. Okay. What time was this? 11?
I think.
Oh, yeah, it was this pop-up. Wait, no, it wasn't. It was right here. Okay, so it was just the gap to the left, I see.
Yeah. I anyway was more bearish on this day
Mm-hmm.
because we swept my buy side. So yeah.
So
I thought take it.
it's this move down here, right? You're trying to short that. Yeah, that's tough. What time was that? Yeah, okay, so we get that last stab and then come back up. I see. Okay. You take the short there. Yeah, just not something I would take because we failed to sweep liquidity at that high. I would have
Yep.
liked it much more if we took that high.
Yeah, I see, 100%.
And then okay. So this was like the chase to the low, maybe?
Yeah, I'm
Here or no, because
this is PM, I think.
yeah.
This was I think it was PM, yeah. When I'm convinced in a level, I just
Get married to it.
yeah, a bit. Like I did that with this level. I did it on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never hit.
This was a Friday, no. No, this is all Thursday, I think, right?
On
Yeah.
Thursday, yeah.
Why I don't know why my chart like I'm just like struggling to So the 5 minute here. Oh no, I'm on the 15 minute. That's why. I'm like, what is
I
going
it's
on?
my
Okay.
chart wrong.
No, you're good. Okay, I see what it is. Okay, so you just took the death candle there. That's fine. Not really something I would ever take because I don't like the draw on liquidity. I don't like targeting lows that took out other lows, and
Yeah.
but like I see the vision, right? Like you want to see the sell model play out here. Like I get it. You
Yeah.
know, these relative equal lows. That was kind of the idea in PM as well. You know, we were looking at that, so I get it. But then we get this, and it's like, oh, there's the A plus setup, right? V shape, you know, singular gap, amazing inverse, right? And so yeah, you take that, and that's good.
Yo,
any
what's up, Reliable?
what up?
I just landed.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I just landed in Miami. Yeah, I'll probably if anyone needs to do journal review tonight, I'll probably get an voice. But let me know who you didn't do.
yeah, I'm sending you over that. All right.
Welcome to Miami.
Okay, thank
What was that?
Earlier, so
I know.
oh yeah. So
Um,
we'll go ahead and park at a gate, which is
sorry, one thing.
Yeah, sure.
Benjamin had has some issues with like scaling and he's saying like I don't know, just talk to him, right?
Talk to who? Sorry, I missed that.
Benjamin.
Benjamin? Oh,
Yeah,
we're
me.
talking right now.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
We already asked him.
So I was
Alright,
just
see
about
ya.
to ask, like, how come with this 30-second setup here, did you see this in live time and you're just like, I'm just gonna wait for the extra confirmation for the 5 minute here?
Me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. I don't trade 30
30
second at the moment. I
Okay.
never really traded it, never backtested it.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of trust in. I look at it like this way. How strong is a 30-second break somehow? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's only 30 seconds.
I love the 30 seconds. So, I made most of my money off the 30-second this week. So, I'd give it a chance.
I mean, I assume you go much faster break even as well. Yeah.
I mean, you try and find opportunities to like limit your risk, and as far as going break even, I mean, I just follow the same rules as any other time frame, so it
Yeah,
just kind of depends
exactly,
on
yeah.
how it gets to the break even. But like with this trade here, you know, we entered there, break even at this gap, and then I held all the way to this high here. And that gives me much better risk to reward than the 5 minute, which I value risk to reward more so than probability of a setup winning, because to me this looks like, I mean, here's, you know, 1-to-1 versus, you know, 8-to-1. This is 8 trades made up for it versus just one. If I would have held the full trade, obviously I didn't do that. I held I got 4R out of this trade, so like still 4 trades versus, you know, just one. And I can lose 3 more trades without it being a problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, this kind of trading hurts me sometimes. Like I'm my way exactly because of scaling and everything. And if you're mainly hitting 1-to-1s and 1-to-5s and stuff,
Yeah.
1.5, it's harder,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we took losses, or at least I took losses this week, right? Like I think I took like 2 or 3 funded losses, right? But because just this one trade made 4R, I mean that makes up for all the losses. And then any other trade I took this week was just pure profit, right? Like the trade we took on Monday that went for like 7R too, like that was just straight up profit. So like I was very green in the week, despite I don't even know if I had a 50% win rate. I might have had a negative win rate this week, but I guess this was just like a really good week for like, you know, these bigger trades. It's not always going to be like that, but I'm confused. Where was the setup for this trade?
No, this was like I took the 5-minute long there.
Okay.
Then I closed it
Yeah.
early during all this chop and everything.
Mhm.
Then I went like a bit rage bait mode.
Okay.
Lost some money in this chop.
Okay.
And then I decided right before we went up, yeah, like the setup was valid all along. Why not take it?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay. I got
yeah, just to be transparent, to have it in there.
you. Okay. I got you. Yeah, I really liked how this was setting up for the end of the day macro. We kind of like generated this LRLR here with ES as well. It was very algorithmic, so yeah. Um, that's why I ended up holding that. Yeah, 3 minute here was a banger. That was good.
Yeah. Well, you see, I think I chop my. I think I chop it way too much. I do
Yeah.
that often. Take first set of parcels below 1 hour when we just hit the nearest obvious liquidity level.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 0.5 hour.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um, I just wouldn't be scaling at this high at all, like in this trade, because it's just negative risk to reward, and there's an obvious target above.
yeah,
That's kind of how I would treat it. You know, you get the better risk. You get 80 points out of it versus just getting, I don't know, 24. It's gonna produce a lot better. And then I mean, if you lose on this trade, it's a 50-point loss, right? So you're making 24 points but losing 50. It's like
yeah,
it doesn't make sense if the profit, I mean, if the probability of this trade's only 60%, right? Like that's negative uh RR, right? Like you don't have an edge there. But I think one thing that will help you going into this next week is to go back and look at the trades that I identified as like, okay, these are good trades, and try and mimic those going forward, because like like what a good setup looks like. Like this is a good setup, right? But there's just too much like taking like the bad setups, right? You tell me that you don't want to take the 30-second because it's like, oh, what's the probability of that? But then you take these small little gaps when we're trading in chop, that don't really have any context behind them, and don't really align with like a higher time frame draw, or just like really any draw on liquidity. And so like you should really focus on like that this week, taking the quality setup, waiting, being patient, and aligning your targets on the higher time frame with the lower time frame entry.
yes, 100%. So I try to. I think this goes into taking less trades, yeah.
Yeah.
Higher quality and maybe scaling. Yeah, don't scale it negative RR.
Yeah, just a little bit more discretion. Like there's you have a lot of room to work with here, right? There's a lot of pieces you can put together that will help your trading here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I will do that.
for
Perfect.
sure.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else from group 3? No Drake. Okay. So is we've gone for 43 minutes and I've only done 3 people. Wow. Nobody else from group 4 showed up, right? Okay. Group 5. Jamer in here? No. Hunter? No. Sam? No. Alright. Group 6. Is everyone else in here just... Does nobody else have a journal? I guess if you have a journal, let me know. Okay. I guess that's it.
Everybody's ready.
Yeah, any
Oh, yeah, good
final
morning.
Yo,
questions?
Revival.
What up?
What up, man? It's MM here.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing alright, man.
So I'm not a group member, but I'm not sure of the etiquette. Like, should I wait until you are
Yeah.
done with all of the groups,
No, we're
or can
good.
I just shoot out my question right away?
Yeah, go for it. I just opened it up to questioning, so yeah, go for it.
That's great, man. So remember we were discussing yesterday the order flow and the liquidity draw on liquidity targets
Yes.
being met. We were discussing in the PM session.
Yes.
So you were taking an example with Adam,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the trade on Tuesday,
Okay.
the one that was so high in the range.
Yeah.
I was, matter of fact, in a discussion with the other member in the group, and we were talking about the how valid this trade was, and they were so convinced about market maker buy model and the higher time frame order flow in general.
Yeah.
No, not that one actually. Yeah, well, this one also falls on into the same concept of the topic I'm just, talking about. But we were talking about the second trade, the second long that came after the sweep. Yes. However, I look at both of them as way no, not this one, reliable. The one that came at
Oh, this one.
10 almost 10:45 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So they argued that the order flow was still bullish. Didn't we discuss yesterday? And I'm just bringing this up since we have already spoke about it yesterday, and it was a really like a fruitful discussion for all of the listeners.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't we just mention that when we hit the objectives of the day, for example, draw of liquidity, we hit buy side. We hit not only one but twice of them because we hit the previous day high, and
Yeah.
we hit relative equal highs. And in this state, order flow just goes neutral, right?
So yeah, what happens is, okay, so we're bullish, we're bullish, we're bullish. We hit this high, okay. Order flow originally goes neutral. We pump, we break structure. Okay, it's obviously very clearly
And we took
bullish,
another high actually.
bullish momentum, right? And then we come down, we tap the gap. Okay, we chop, we chop, we chop. We come down, run the low. Okay, we're still respecting bullish PDA raise here. Okay, and then we disrespect bearish. Okay, that confirms. Okay, order flow is still bullish. Okay, so now where's order flow going? Okay, order flow is going to this high. Okay, we take this high. Now we're neutral again. Okay, monitoring order flow, monitoring order flow. Okay, we're still neutral, neutral, neutral. Okay, we start to respect bearish PDA raise here. Okay, we dump. Respect bearish PDA raise. We're still respecting this bullish though. We have to keep that in mind. Okay, we disrespect bullish.
Yeah, of course.
Respect bearish again. Okay, so now we're coming down. There's a lot of momentum. Okay, now we're bearish order flow to just this low. Okay, we hit the low. We're neutral again. Okay, price comes back up. We inverse these gaps. Now we're bullish to the high. Okay, just on the lower time frame. Okay.
I was actually against that trade. Would you say that on a lower time frame, would you still support bullish just because you are sweeping lower time frame sell side?
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, whenever we look at like higher time frame order or
Because
no,
like I don't want to cut you off. Like I want to deliver
Yeah.
the full image I'm looking at, and then I want to hear back from you. Like to me, until we hit back the 50% of the 1 hour leg we had, if you
Yeah.
can go to the when we retraced after market, I think in PM or maybe even later,
yeah.
and Dodgy alerted that, by the way, on the group.
Okay, let me see.
And until we reached this week, until we reached this 1 hour, then I was convinced to carry on being bullish.
Yeah. So
But like, how did some members took the even Dodgy actually alerted those two plays? No, sorry, that was you that day. You alerted the break even short and the break even long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So let me kind of explain here. So when we're looking at
Sure.
price taking out this high, okay, and we go neutral, we have to go reference back to that that PDF, right? We have to think about, okay, what fair value gap breaking here would shift our higher time frame order flow, okay? And for me, that's going to be like this 5/15
5
minute,
minutes.
okay? So as long as we're holding this, we're still higher time frame bullish, right? Of course, we go neutral here, but we're going to wait for this reaction to this gap because this is the significant gap that sent price to a higher high. So this is what
So
we have
does
to
the
watch
one
to break.
above. So does the 5 minute above was significant because we held it like 5 times.
This one, but we held it 5 times, but 5 times isn't enough, right? We talked about this, I think, during yesterday's afternoon session.
Yeah, yes.
Here we would need to make a higher high out of it. It's just not enough like candles tapping into it. I think honestly you need something like an hour straight. Okay, in order for it to be significant,
Mm.
like it's very time
Mm.
dependent as far as significance goes. But with this one here, when we come back down, if we're still holding this and we get a good bullish reaction, like higher time frame order flow is still bullish, regardless of like obviously the buy side that we swept out. But it's not just about order flow; it's also about the quality of the draw, right? Bias is those two things combined. And with this trade
Like
log,
I was thinking about the amount of confluences that they were lacking from this play. Like we are so high up in the range. We already swept the objectives of the day.
yeah,
Like what would make me just carry on going bullish? Is it just because of the order flow that's holding? Okay, it's
no,
holding. What could the object, like what could more targets be hit?
nothing. You're not gonna take this setup. You're just gonna watch it play out because the draw and liquidity here isn't good enough. Like you said, we're targeting a high that took out a high inside of a fair value gap. That's considered a targeting a protected
Exactly,
high, right? So like
exactly.
it's not a very good target, right? The only time that we can confirm that we're gonna go for this high is when this gap breaks here, right? That
Hmm.
tells us okay, order
Exactly.
flow is bullish the next high. So
That was
you
exactly
wouldn't
what
you
was in
wouldn't
my
take this
mind.
trade, but order flow here is still bullish, right? Like
Okay, what would you rate this trade, not mechanically, but subjectively?
subjectively, this would be like a B setup. If there's equal highs
Exactly.
here, or there's like a data wick or LRLR that we built up, like this can be a better setup. This can be an A setup. But because the draw and liquidity
Mhm.
isn't like top tier, it's a B setup.
All right, excellent. Thanks for the clarification, man.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Alrighty.
Hey, Ray, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Adam.
Okay. Not so much a question, but just a comment. Thank you very much for, I think the order flow that you teach and what Dodgy teaches as far as those fair value gaps. Hey, I'm bullish until this. If we're respecting this, it's such a powerful tool. And then of course we have to go back and back test and learn on our own on that, but it simplifies things. So I'm only looking for this because this fair value gap is being held. It helps with the bias and everything else with it. Otherwise it's just a crapshoot of, oh shoot, we're bullish. Oh nope, now we're bearish. So thank you very much for explaining that at length. That has really helped me on my journey.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. I guess if that is all, I'm gonna get ready for IFAGs of the week. You guys have been great. Thank you for all the questions, and thanks for allowing me the chance to review all of your journals.
Thank you,
You're
man.
welcome, Reliable. You're welcome.
Cheers. All thanks to you, man.
Yep. Peace out, guys.